Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to episode 2 of Acts of Geekery. It is July 3rd, 2014. I'm Corey.
And I'm Scott.
And you are listening to Everything Geek. Yeah.
All right. Yeah. We didn't think we'd make it this far. We're episode number 2, guys.
We've doubled the amount of episodes that we have.
Yes, we are twice as good as we used to be.
Can't say the same next episode, though.
Yeah, we might only be 3 times as good.
Yeah.
Or a third as good.
Or like 0.5 of an extra, 50% as good. So let's go ahead and get right into the news. This week, Scott, I've got a little bit more. I know you're a big Superman fan, and the Batman Superman movie is like fresh on your mind all the time.
And I can't wait for it to come out.
Yep. So I have character news.
Okay, I'm ready.
I'd like to hear it.
Yes.
So 4 new characters have been not announced as who's playing them, but they've been teased,
added to the roster.
Yep. They include a man by the name. There's 3 villains. One's called Morgan Edge. He's Lex Luthor's mouthpiece. Basically, for LexCorp, he's like the spokesman and stuff, and he's like a complete douchebag in the comics.
Okay.
Yeah. Not very like, oh my gosh, great. The next one is David Kane.
It doesn't ring a bell.
Yeah, he's an assassin. He's one of the world's deadliest assassins in the DC
that'll
universe.
be the one that Batman fights.
Probably, yep. And the only thing we know about him is he's going to talk to Mercy Graves, the bodyguard for Lex Luthor.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
And the third one, which Batman will probably also fight, is Victor Zsasz. Do you know who Zsasz is?
Yes. The guy with all the check marks all over his body, or the hash marks or whatever for every victim he's killed.
So if anybody's ever played the Arkham games, they know who Zsasz is. He likes to kill his victims and then set them up in...
As he poses them.
Yep, he poses them in regular people positions because he didn't have dolls as a kid or something. You know, whatever his crazy
Some
story.
kind of weird.
I actually think he was rich.
Like that would make sense too. You know, all those rich people, they're just nuts.
Yeah, they end up either cutting themselves a lot or wearing bat suits.
Yeah, exactly. Or building a suit out of iron.
Now, here's the other thing, though. Okay, I got that one. Took me a bit. Here's the other thing, though. They've also hinted at Amanda Waller.
Okay.
Yeah.
The basically the lady that created the Suicide Squad.
Mm-hmm. She's a senator who doesn't like Superman, and she's created a countermeasure against him, according to what information we have.
Interesting.
Yep.
I wonder what kind of countermeasure.
I'm hoping something good, and this also
and
brings
not
up
kryptonite, because that's kind of overused.
Yeah,
you know, we all know that.
That'd be terrible. If they pull out kryptonite, I'm just gonna.
It's like Batman's kryptonite is a picture of his dead parents. I mean, if you were any kind of villain, all you got to do is just be like, Batman. He's like, what? Just
dead
show
parents.
Dead parents. You're an orphan, and he just starts breaks down and cries.
That's why Alfred always gets his raise.
Yep.
Don't make me pull out the picture,
Sorry,
Mr.
Alfred.
Wayne.
I can't give you a raise. You know, the economy and Obamacare and all that stuff.
Will this change your mind, sir?
Oh gosh. Okay. Here's 10% more.
So what's really weird about this is we already have an Amanda Waller in the DC, not the movie universe,
but in the Arrow universe.
Yes. Hot Amanda Waller.
Yeah, skinny Amanda Waller.
Yeah, usually she's kind of a chunkier lady, which I like the way she is when she's chunkier, but the new 52, you know, bimbofied her.
Well, it's on the CW.
Yeah,
everyone on the CW is pretty.
But the new 52 did it as well.
Oh, that's true, yes.
Yeah, they do have a younger, hotter Amanda Waller. So you got to wonder, will they be bringing her in to play the part? Will they be bringing in like Whoopi Goldberg as
Oh, please
Amanda
no.
Waller?
Please no.
What about that one?
Will she be playing Amanda Waller the nun?
Mm-hmm, yep. Who's got to help Superman get his groove back?
Oh no.
No, I would like to see. Well, if you want to go the fat Amanda Waller route, I would recommend that the lady in The Help, not the main character, but the other one, Tilly.
Okay.
Who don't burn no chicken.
Yeah.
I could see her as a nice, serious yet kind of snarky Amanda Waller.
Or they could go with Mrs. Frederick from Warehouse 13,
because she did play Amanda Waller in
played
the
the Amanda Waller voice.
Yes,
and she actually is really good in Warehouse 13.
Yeah. So in addition to that, since we're on Dawn of Justice news, the first picture of Henry Cavill as Superman came out for it.
And I saw this just a little bit ago.
It's I think it's pretty cool. He looks older.
He's lost his like boyish charm, I guess, and he's more mature looking, and almost
his hair looks like a little
almost
bit
gray.
Yeah,
but not yet.
Yeah,
he's like right on the verge of being gray or not.
Which means we might see Dawn of Justice take place 5 years after the destruction of Metropolis, when it's being rebuilt, rather than directly after, where everybody's calling for Superman's head.
Okay, yeah. Maybe he's been kind of out in the world in a while, and he's got a lot more experience. But then, I don't know, 5 years from now, and Batman is, finally mad at him enough to, sue him or whatever he's gonna do.
He's like, I've been preparing for this case for 5 years.
I know everything about him except for who he is.
Oh, I guarantee you, Batman's gonna know who he is. Like, as soon as he's like, "Who is this Superman?" I don't know. Let's go on Google. Oh, I found it. Apparently, there's a blog by this guy named, what was his name? The IHOP kid from Man of Steel.
I don't know.
Peter, or yeah, it's like his blog just says Superman is Clark Kent,
and he eats at IHOP
all the time.
He loves his flapjacks.
Just a scene of Bruce Wayne eating pancakes at IHOP, watching Clark Kent eating pancakes at IHOP. For the first 10 minutes of the movie, done. You can send us our check, Warner Brothers.
Hey, I've got some news for you if you're ready for this.
I don't know.
Guillermo del Toro.
Great guy. Pan's Labyrinth, Hellboy,
Pacific Rim.
Oh yeah.
Okay.
That thing.
Yeah, that one. Yeah, that little tiny movie that no one knew about.
That I completely am in love with.
Yes. He announced that he is going to do a Pacific Rim 2. He is finishing up some stuff on the new FX show called The Strain, kind of a horror show.
Ooh,
and he said as soon as he's wrapping that up for the season, he is going to start all the story work and the storyboard work for Pacific Rim 2.
Yay! Jaegers versus Jaegers.
Maybe. We don't know.
I hope.
Because he says it's going to be different than the first one. You're not going to maybe notice it.
Instead of robots fighting monsters, you get monsters fighting robots. Total switch up.
Yeah, that's how it works, right?
like another species invades and it's all giant robots, and they're like, to fight robots, we created robots, but really they create monsters.
Are they going to call in Godzilla and Ken Watanabe?
Yes.
Let them fight.
Let them fight.
So that's the announcement for that. He's also stated that he wants to do an animated version of it.
Oh my gosh. Like a better Gundam Wing.
Yes, a much better. Well, I mean, we don't want to alienate people that love Gundam Wing. It's not a bad show.
I don't like it, but you can go to the other side, anime people, and love my brother's opinion.
Okay, I mean, I didn't say it was the greatest show ever, but I said I didn't hate it. However, he wants to do a Pacific Rim animated, and guarantee you, I will be watching that.
Do you think it'll be on something like Comedy Central, Adult Swim, or do you think they'll do like a kids version?
It probably won't be syndicated. Like, it won't be on one of the regular networks that you're used to, Fox, ABC, that kind of thing. Mm-hmm. It will be some kind of, it might be like FX, because they picked up, got Archer on there, which is great.
I just got an image of Archer driving a Jaeger, and it was not pretty. Actually, it was very awesome, but it was not pretty.
That would be pretty cool.
So this is a bit of old news, Scott. But did you know that during the Amazing Spider-Man 2 credits, they tease the Sinister Six?
I did not. The last thing I remember about Amazing Spider-Man 2 is the Rhino running at Spider-Man, and he, grabs the manhole cover with his webs, and he swings it around, and he knocks stuff out of the air.
The part we were most excited for in the trailers, and then realized it was the last 30 seconds of the movie.
Yeah, it was kind of a letdown.
Yeah. But the credits, you know how they do the credits where they're showing pieces of equipment and flying through the screen and everything.
Right.
Well, they teased the Sinister Six and who they're going to be. So one of the pictures is of a glider wing with rockets on it. Of course, you got your Green Goblin. They've already mentioned him. They have tentacles for Doc Ock. Yep. We saw that during the movie. You kind of saw the tentacles flailing around. You saw it in the trailer, so this isn't a spoiler, people.
Yeah. As they're walking through Oscorp or whatever, it's part of their secret projects.
They have a horn for the rhino.
Okay.
They have wings, or a wing, like for the vulture. Again, saw that during the walkthrough of Oscorp. They have a symbol that's Kraven the Hunter's symbol.
Ooh.
That's your 5th member.
First time he'll be on a live action movie, I believe. Mm-hmm. That's interesting.
Kraven's a very well unknown villain, which makes it really good because you can have a villain that's maybe not as well known as the others and can take a little back seat to them, be more of the kind of lackey style.
Right.
But the last one is a single eye on a face that's kind of in flux. Like the outside of the face looks normal, but the inside's kind of a grid pattern. And a lot of people are speculating either Mysterio, which is kind of the more out there speculation. Chameleon is the big speculation.
That's what, when you start talking about that, that's what came to my mind. Yep. Chameleon.
So a couple that we haven't seen before, which is great because they're not just going for the same old, let's do Green Goblin, Doc Ock, Venom, Green Goblin, Doc Ock, Venom.
Yeah. I'd like to see Carnage. That would be pretty cool. He's never been in the Sinister Six.
Yeah.
As far as I know.
Not Jim Carrey, please.
I don't know. I kind of like it. Like it.
This is going to be our Nathan Fillion conversation all over again.
He is not too old.
He is too old for Green Lantern.
No, he is not. Make sure you guys let us know. Is Nathan Fillion too old or not too old to play Green Lantern in the Justice League movie?
He's too old.
No, he's not too old.
He's too old.
All right, next topic. So Guardians of the Galaxy, the director, released the full playlist of Star-Lord's awesome mixtape volume 1.
Oh, cool.
That Groot pushes.
Is that literally what it says on it?
I don't know if that's what they're marketing it as. It might just be like the Guardians of the Galaxy soundtrack.
Yeah.
But it's got a bunch of songs on it. I listened to them. I don't have the list in front of me, but you've got your couple from the trailers.
Great songs.
Great songs. They work awesome.
Yeah.
The other ones, I'm not too familiar with personally. Never really listened to that genre of music or era.
Yeah.
But from what I was reading and seeing, they're pretty popular songs.
Yeah.
So Star-Lord, was a kid in the 80s, and that's when he left Earth. And pretty soon, he...
And he went ahead and just made a mixtape.
Yep. Right before he left, he made a mixtape on a cassette, just like kids those age, in that era did for everything. And these are all the songs, of course, that he liked or loved.
Did he hold one stereo up to another stereo to make the mixtape? Because that was popular back then, wasn't it?
Yeah, I didn't, I never really did that. I never really did the whole mixtape. Occasionally I'd record a song off the radio or something, but I never did that. Okay. So they released it. So if you guys are interested, you can just go pick that up on Amazon right now. It's on sale. I also just went and got the playlist and then went on YouTube and listened to them all.
Okay.
And I could probably only listen to about half of each of the songs because, like I said, that's not my style of music, so I didn't really.
Well, here's my thinking. Did you really know much about the Blue Suede song and the other song? Well, the other song is a little bit more popular, but the Hooked on a Feeling song, did you really sit and listen to that and enjoy it before you saw it with the trailer?
Not terribly. Yeah. No. Yeah. Okay. Maybe if I see it in the movie.
Yeah. Like I said, that's what I'm thinking is maybe if you watch it during the movie and you're listening to the song, because I don't know what James Gunn was smoking, but it's some good stuff because he came out with the perfect music for all of that.
Yeah. So, they got the soundtrack out, which is kind of cool. And that's not the official soundtrack. That's just this is what was on his mixtape when he left Earth soundtrack. They're going to have an official one that's got, all the songs from the movie. Plus, they'll also have another one that is the score for the movie.
I have some Guardians of the Galaxy news. While we're on the subject.
Go on.
So, recently Mark Ruffalo was talking about the Hulk.
Right.
And he said that the Hulk is not going to have a Planet Hulk movie. Which is really sad. Planet Hulk is probably one of the best graphic novels out there.
Yes,
in my opinion.
It's a fantastic storyline.
Yeah. Hulk gets shot into space to this. He was supposed to be going to this planet where he can just live in peace.
Yep, gets sucked through a wormhole
and ends up on this planet called Sakaar, right?
Yeah, or Sakaar, or something like that. Shakaar, maybe.
And he ends up becoming a slave and being put through gladiator arenas. Everybody on that planet's pretty much as strong as him, so he's got to work together with Bruce Banner.
Yeah,
in order to
one of
get
the first times. I mean, they've done it in the past, but this is like one of the main times that he has in his mind teamed up with Banner and become Strong Hulk and Smart Hulk, which is awesome.
That's been turned into an animated movie. If you want to see it, I think it's on Netflix still. I'm not quite sure.
I think so too.
And just look up Planet Hulk. But he said he's not. He says he's not going to have it be made, or they're not going to have it be made into a Planet Hulk movie. However,
okay,
he did say that Hulk's fate at the end of Age of Ultron might be a little bit more sacrificial, as in being shot into space sacrificial. Now, there's been a lot of musings about maybe they'll pick him up in the Guardians of the Galaxy sequel, which has been already slated.
Nice.
Because Marvel, we trust.
Let's be honest. The first one is going to be amazing.
Yeah. We'll go to the future, come back right now and tell you how it was.
We're back, and it was awesome.
I love that. That should be our transition from now on. But James Gunn, in a recent picture / tweet on Twitter, because that's what all the directors do these days, has posted a picture of him with some Sicarian warriors, as in the Planet Hulk Sakaar. And this is really exciting news because we could see maybe a few elements of Planet Hulk. And if you want to see Guardians of the Galaxy, they're in the Planet Hulk animated movie for a cameo. They're in the crowd.
They are. I remember that. Yeah.
So they might even be in the graphic novel. We'll have to go back and look and see if there's any shots.
Yeah, it'd be interesting to see.
Yeah. So we might see some elements of them rescuing him from Planet Hulk and taking him along on a ride.
I'm okay with that.
Yeah.
Because let's face it, man. The last two Hulk movies, the most recent one was pretty good.
Edward Norton.
It's pretty good, but I wouldn't say it's one of my top 5.
Yeah, they don't even announce it when they're talking about like the Avengers.
Yeah, they really don't mention it.
Kind of.
And then the one before that, the Ang Lee version.
Oh gosh.
Terrible. Horrible.
Like, he took the definition of comic book movie to be literally comic book style, and it was terrible.
Yeah, and definitely not.
Not even Sam Elliott could have saved that movie. No. Not even with his deep, beautiful voice.
Nope, not even at all.
Do you have any other big news stories? Because I have a couple quick flash ones.
I've got something a little more,
not like flash stories, but like quick stories. Like
okay.
we'll get into flash stories later.
I've got another one. Arrow show. There's been a casting announcement for Katana.
Okay. Are they getting a Hattori Hanzo katana, or are they getting just like a regular samurai katana?
No,
like,
the character katana.
Okay. There's a character.
Not
katana.
the sword.
Okay.
Not the sword. And it is Devon Aoki. I think that's how you say her name. She is Miho from Sin City.
Oh, okay. So they just basically found a chick that knew how to handle a sword.
They pretty much just took the same character.
She's in Fast and the Furious 2, by the way.
That's true. Yeah, she drives the pink car,
as we'd like to call her, Butterface.
Yeah, that was kind of mean.
Yeah,
but yeah. She's not. Yeah. Anyways,
she's fine.
Anyways, Katana wears most of her face is covered with a mask. So there you go. You don't have to look at it.
Yeah. Well, I'm not saying it's bad. I'm just saying back then that's how we identified her before we knew.
Yeah, and I'm curious to see how they do her backstory. Basically, is her husband was a samurai warrior and got killed, but his soul is now entrapped in a sword, and she can talk to it.
That doesn't sound much like what the Arrow franchise is these days.
I'm not sure if they're gonna do anything along those lines. Maybe the sword will just be like an AI version of him or something like that, like tech. I don't know.
Like she couldn't go over her husband, so she created an AI in the sword.
Yeah, or Johnny Depped his brain into it.
Did you see Transcendence?
I did not. No,
okay.
I wanted to, but I have not seen it.
I heard you got bad reviews from critics.
Yeah, I heard it was a thinking movie, and a lot of people don't like thinking movies.
Like every Chris Nolan movie.
Yeah, pretty much.
You have any other big news stories?
No, just a bunch of little small ones.
All right, rapid fire news. Go. Expendables 3, rated PG-13. This is weird because the first two were rated. Yep. So what do you feel about that? Do you think that's a sign that this movie's not going to be either as violent or as good as the other ones because it's not rated R?
Well, I don't think violence is synonymous with good.
Okay.
per se.
For a movie like The Expendables, though, you kind of want a lot of action that would make it rated R.
There is a lot of action though.
You're not going to get any boobs, that's for sure.
No, you won't get any boobs. You won't. Probably not too much blood. Yeah. Probably not body parts flying everywhere.
Yeah, it'll be they shoot it and cut away right at the last.
Yeah, it'll be real quick. But they're doing it so they can reach to a wider audience and they can make a little more money because PG-13 is where all the money's at. That's where most people go see their movies. The state that we live in, Utah, there's a big anti-R movement. A lot of people don't like R-rated movies. Maybe not movement, but there's a lot of people that just don't like them. Not necessarily in other places, but I know there are a lot of communities that R-rated movies are kind of shunned and they're not really watched. And so going PG-13 is not a bad idea. Then they get out to more audiences.
Gremlins did that.
Yeah,
back in whenever Gremlins came out, they were going to be rated. I think they are because they didn't really have PG-13 yet back then.
Okay.
So they had to really kidify it up to get it PG so that the widest possible audience could go see it.
Yeah.
Wow, this rapid fire news is off to a good start.
Yeah.
You want to shut that phone off?
Yeah. Oh, sorry about that. The phone. Fantasy Con is going on right now.
Oh, Salt Lake City.
Mm-hmm. The very first.
Just as a quick aside, Nerdtacular 2014 is going on for all those Frog Pants listeners out there. It's up in Snowbird. It's not as big as Fantasy Con, but it's still pretty cool. Go on.
They've got this, 3-story dragon, fully built. I don't know what it's made out of, but it's supposed to be pretty cool.
They have an animatronic rock monster.
Oh, that's sweet.
Yeah, they have 30-foot sentinels that guard the doors.
Nice. It is the first annual. Hopefully more. We didn't get a chance to go to it this time around.
Yeah.
Hopefully next time
we'll be able to work.
Pick up. Hopefully next time we'll be able to pick up some tickets on it, and we'll let you know how it is.
I know one of my friends has been tweeting a lot there, so maybe if he's listening, you can quickly plug your Twitter on our Facebook page, and everybody can go check it out and see the pictures that you've been sending.
Everybody gets one. Only this one time.
Well, I'll just get all of mine out of the way. Let's see, what other friends do I have? Okay, I have Sherlock.
That was a short list. You don't have very many friends.
Yeah, not at all. I have Sherlock is coming back in winter of 2015.
Awesome. I haven't watched the third season yet, but it is recorded and waiting for me to watch. It's an awesome show. It's a great show. I recommend you watch it. I know you haven't watched it yet. But
I'm behind on a lot of shows like Battlestar Galactica.
Oh, that's pretty old.
I know.
I know. On your geek cred.
I know. I'll have to hand you a geek card later.
All right. Comic-Con San Diego.
Oh, yeah.
Is coming up at the end of this month. That'll be the 24th of 27th.
We will be bringing you footage as soon as, or not footage, we're not going. Audio-age. As soon as we hear the news and talk about all the great stuff.
There'll be lots of new trailers for movies and TV shows. There's going to be announcements for casting for those particular ones.
I know they're showing
that kind of stuff.
I know Warner Brothers is showing the Flash pilot, which we'll talk about later.
Awesome.
They are showing the Arrow pilot.
Awesome.
And the Gotham pilot.
Oh.
Yeah.
I'm curious to see how that one rates.
So that's going to be really interesting. Of course, we'll get you as much information as we can. The problem with running a podcast is that whenever something like Comic-Con gets closer, all the news starts to slow down. So we might not have as much news leading up to it.
Yeah, you might be hearing us talk a lot on whatever topic we decide for that day.
But as soon as Comic-Con hits, we'll have a news. We might just end up having to dedicate a whole episode to Comic-Con.
Yeah, it's possible. Yeah. We might have to have multiple episodes too, but we'll see how that goes.
Part 1, Part 2. We'll make it, we'll split Comic-Con into 2 parts because that way we make more money. Isn't that how it works in movies?
Sure. We don't make any money, but if
you'd like to send us money, my bank account number is
2 poor geeks
at paypal.com. Please, well, actually, if there's 2 poor geeks at paypal.com and you send them money,
let's go snag that.
We should
before someone else.
You know what? Shut off the recording. We got stuff to do. We got to snag this address.
And we're back, and we've got to. No, just kidding. We did not do that. All right, then that's all the news I have.
That's all the news I have. Okay. Why don't we go ahead and get into some reviews?
All right. The most recent movie, we were going to go see Transformers.
Yeah.
But our schedules conflicted, and we weren't able to go see it and review it.
Especially because we don't have the time for a 2-hour and 50-minute movie.
Yeah, almost 3 hours, nearly Lord of the Rings length.
And it's nowhere near the quality.
Definitely
from what
not.
we hear.
And so I was just going to say, it's probably not a bad thing that we didn't go see it, because I have not heard a lot of good things about it. I've terrible reviews.
I've heard it's a giant middle finger from Michael Bay.
Probably. Yeah. There's less overt racism. It's still there. You just have to look a little harder for it.
Like the Japanese robot named Drift.
Yeah, conveniently. Voiced by Ken Watanabe, and apparently he has a super, super Japanese accent.
Like
way more than normal.
Do you think that they told him, like, we need this, but we need it, like, mega Japanese?
Yeah, they're like, nope, you're not Japanese enough. And he's like, I'm native Japanese. What?
Just like, that's like telling a black person to act slave. That's just bad.
That's just bad.
Michael Bay, what are you doing?
Yeah, although 12 Years a Slave got really good reviews.
Yeah, but I don't think that any time they ever did like, oh, massa.
Yeah, that probably not. Yeah, that's probably not. That's probably true.
I'm sorry to the black community.
All three of you that listen to this.
Do we have 3?
I don't know.
Like,
hopefully we do when this comes out.
Mean, like, that would be the population of black people in Utah.
Yeah, that's about sense. Yeah, that makes sense. The only movie we have seen recently is Edge of Tomorrow.
Yes.
However, it was a fantastic
we've seen How to Train Your Dragon 2 as well.
Oh, that's true. We did.
Yeah. So we'll review both. That one. Why don't we start with Edge of Tomorrow?
Edge of Tomorrow is sci-fi Groundhog's Day, basically.
Starring everybody's favorite Scientologist, Tom Cruise. Actually, I guess Will Smith would probably be a little bit better. He's a Scientologist, right?
Yeah, he is, but he's not as well known as Tom Cruise. Tom Cruise is in this. So what I recommend is, if you love Tom Cruise movies and you enjoy watching him act, go see it. He's great in it. It's an excellent part.
I'm not really that big of a Tom Cruise fan, Scott.
Oh, well, if you don't like Tom Cruise, you should go see this, because he dies probably 100 times.
And in such hilarious ways, and half the time he screams like a little girl every time it happens. Yes. That's your little girl scream. I guess you really don't have to have one.
No, like, I really don't have a need to scream like a little girl all the time. Spider! So you should go see it. It was a lot more comedic than I expected.
Yeah.
I was expecting a full-blown sci-fi, super serious, super war movie. Like Oblivion, yeah.
Oblivion.
Oblivion.
Yeah, I can talk great for a podcast.
Yeah, sure. Yep.
But no, I was expecting that too. I was expecting, from all the trailers, it was sci-fi action, and they were doing like live, die, repeat, and it's like, oh, okay, so he works hard and everything, but they totally went crazy comedy with it.
Yes, they did. It was way more comedic than I expected. Really enjoyed it. It was well shot. All the shots were done. One thing I was a little nervous about is anytime they do any kind of movie where time repeats itself, I get kind of bored. I get kind of bored with seeing the same things over and over and over again.
Yep.
But they don't do that in this movie. Everything is slightly different when you do it. And I'm not talking like, there's one person that's out of place a little bit.
No, everything is the same until Tom Cruise messes with it.
Yes, and he messes with every scene.
He loves messing with it.
Yes.
Like, there's times where he's just like, screw it, I don't give a crap about anything else.
He does all kinds of stuff, and then, puts a gun against his head. Yeah. Boom, day 2, or day reset. So that was a great movie. And the other movie, which thank you for reminding me, How to Train Your Dragon 2.
Yes. Starring Jay Baruchel again as Hiccup. We pick up probably like 2 or 3 years after the last one ended. Life is good. Everybody's happy. They're a bit older now, so it's not so creepy that they're kissing.
Yeah. They're all adults now. They're all over 18.
And then, of course, something happens that causes them to go into chaos, and they have to learn to work together as a team again. And there's friendship.
Now you're making it sound like it wasn't a very good movie, when in fact it was a great movie.
It was
very surprising. Very
it was
surprising.
At least as good, if not better. We would give it a How to Train Your Dragon 2 Full Dragon, not Dragon Harder, not
yeah, the crappening,
but Full Dragon, which is our middle, basically, it did as much as the first one did.
They also had they had one or two scenes in there that were more towards the adults in the audience, not necessarily in a dirty, sexy way.
Like, nudge in the elbow and be like, we know you're here too.
But more serious, deeper plot points, that kind of thing. In fact,
things that surprised you?
Things that surprised me, one or two tear jerkers.
Yeah.
I'm going to be freely admit it. I was kind of like, holy crap.
Oh, I can't believe it.
I can't believe that.
We're not going to spoil it for you. Don't worry.
Okay.
But I would just say, don't get used to... No, I'm just kidding. I'm not going to tell you.
go see How to Train Your Dragon 2 or Edge of Tomorrow if it's still out in theaters. Go see them both at the same time. That'll be about the same length as one terrible watch through of the new Transformers movie.
I don't know what's coming out this week for us. We go see a movie every Sunday.
We try to.
Yeah, we try to. And I'm not sure what's coming out this week, but we'll keep you up to date and we'll let you know on how everything's going. Maybe we will end up going to see Transformers this weekend. If there's
we might suffer through it just for you guys.
Yeah, we love you that much. Not you, but you. Yeah, you.
Yeah, you know who I'm talking about.
Yeah, you know who.
Over there in the corner. Yeah, you.
Oh.
No, you. Get out of the frame.
You've had yours.
Some other things I wanted to bring up. Trailers. I'll do some trailer reviews, some new ones that have come out.
You can judge a movie by its trailer.
Some of our friends do that. We've got a couple friends that don't even like watching them because they feel like it ruins most of the movie. They already know everything's going on.
Yeah.
I don't necessarily feel that way. We've been holding off on the Guardians of the Galaxy.
This is 2 podcasts now that we've talked about a particular friend, and nobody but that friend and all of our other friends knows who he is.
You know who you are.
Yeah, you, not you.
But 2 that came out this week, or at least that I have watched that I enjoyed. The Mockingjay Part 1 teaser trailer was out.
That came out with
it's kind of like a PSA announcement from President Snow. If you're a fan of the Hunger Games, you'll love the scenery and the reference in it.
And it's got Mr. PTA in him, PETA. And he's kind of looking all stocky and brainwashed and everything, which...
Yep. And President Snow comes across as a total douche face in that.
That's just how he is.
Yes, I don't know how that would pass for any kind of real...
Yeah.
Let's rally the people.
Jack Bauer's dad.
other than against me. And the other trailer was Big Hero 6.
Yay, I'm so excited for Big Hero 6.
You showed me this.
Yes. Do you like Frozen, Scott?
I love Frozen, actually.
Do you like Wreck-It Ralph?
I love Wreck-It Ralph, actually.
Okay. This is the 3rd movie from the same creators as both of those 2.
Yay!
It is... From the trailer we saw, it's not too much. You get to see a boy and his weird amorphous airbag thing.
Yeah, it's pretty much an airbag that squeaks.
Yeah,
and chases a soccer ball around everywhere.
And he gives it armor, and he turns it into this really cool robot. And go watch the trailer; you'll like it. But what a lot of people don't know, if you've watched at least one of my Acts of Geekery videos, is that this is a Marvel property, and the robot amorphous airbag thing in question is. His name is Baymax, and he's one of the Big Hero 6. I'm really excited for this movie, but I'm kind of leery of the fact that Marvel is nowhere to be seen in at least this first teaser trailer. Not because I don't think that it's because Disney doesn't believe in Marvel. I think it's because Disney wants some properties that aren't Marvel.
Yeah, and maybe they're trying to distance themselves from it and not rely on the Marvel love.
Yeah, but if they're trying to distance themselves, that means they're taking more liberties with it, and I don't want to see that many liberties with my Marvel properties.
Yeah, I agree. You want them as true to comic form or as true to what you're used to as possible.
Yeah. They've also released a bunch of posters of all the different heroes of Big Hero 6 that are going to be showing up, like Fredzilla and Wasabi No Ginger is one of them.
Wow. Okay.
The whole thing takes place in a place called San Francisco. I mean, you're obviously expecting a little bit of craziness coming from it.
True.
We'll post those up on the Facebook page, and you can take a look at those different posters and see how cool they are, and see what you think of the characters. Scott, I know that you had no idea that this movie was coming out. What did you think of the trailer when you saw it?
As I was watching it, I'm going, what the hell is this squeaky, white, puffy thing? He's kind of like a cross between the Stay Puft
and then I stepped out of the way of the TV and showed him the trailer.
A Stay Puft Marshmallow Man and something else that's like that. I wish I had a better joke for you, but I don't.
No.
But it was strange.
We're not comedy gold, people.
Yeah. We're comedy bronze. How about that?
We're third in comedy.
At least we made it to the Comedy Olympics. So I watched it, and by the end of it, I was pretty happy with it. I was like, oh, I'm more interested in this. I want to see it. So we'll see what happens.
You don't really get anything of the plot, just some fun stuff that goes on, and it'll be a fun Disney time.
It's a kids movie teaser trailer.
Yeah. Anything else that we have in reviews, or should we move on to our topic of the week?
Well, we've got one last thing in the reviews that I think we should cover. Flash.
Oh,
the pilot episode.
We may or may not have been able to see
this. We can
this
neither
means.
confirm nor deny that we have seen this.
We may have got it through legal means with a TV review friend of ours, or maybe illegal. We're not going to tell you anything about the plot because we still want you to go see it. But needless to say,
I can neither confirm nor deny that it was amazing.
I enjoyed it as well, or did not enjoy it as well, depending on what I want to say to who.
Depends on who's asking, right?
Is the NSA listening to this?
I sure hope not.
Actually, I hope so. We need to broaden our audience.
Okay, maybe we can get some NSA agents passed around.
Hi, NSA agents. How are
guys,
you guys?
How you doing?
That cubicle's kind of cramped, isn't it? There was a lot of cool stuff in there. We shouldn't really go too far into this.
Let's not go too far, but let's just say if you had a chance to watch it, you're probably right there with us in the realm of it was pretty good.
It was nice that they got the origin story out of the way in like the first episode.
Yeah, quick and in a well done way.
Oh,
quick,
really?
Like
the Flash got
it got done in a flash, and it's getting a lot of positive buzz like on Twitter and Facebook and all the different news sites, which is great. Which means that it's going to get even more. Although WB did take it down, or CW, sorry, CW took it. They went after people. I'm sure it's still out there. If you want to go try to find it, that's fine. Yeah. It's up to you.
I mean, we don't have it at all.
No, we don't have it anymore.
So,
but it was taken down. They went after it pretty quick. And I don't know if they did that on purpose because it was actually leaked or if they leaked it. But anyways.
Anyway, so Scott, tomorrow's the 4th of July.
It is the 4th of July.
If you're listening to this tomorrow, which, it's going to be posted by the 4th.
And you should, while you're blowing up a small part of your country.
Yeah, like you do.
Like you do.
Then you're probably geeky and into the 4th of July. So we wanted to talk
or
a
at
little
least
bit.
geeky and hungry and at a barbecue.
Yeah.
Either way, that's okay.
Yeah.
So
we
our
wanted
topic
to talk
today.
a bit about. Oh, I'm sorry. Did you want to go?
Did you after you?
After you. No, okay. So our topic for the week is Patriotic Geek. Different movies and other stuff, comics and TV shows that we find patriotic. And I'll start us off with the most obvious geek patriotic movie, Captain America 1 and 2.
Captain America.
Number 2 is not out yet. But number 1 is out, The First Avenger. And if you've ever wanted to go America, heck yeah, then this is the movie for you because it's got punching Hitler on the jaw a bunch of times. You're listening to this podcast. You've seen this movie already.
Winning World War II, fighting the Nazis, the Nazis.
Throwing the Nazis. Landing a plane into the ocean. I mean, what is not American about that?
Oh, well, that was Malaysia did that. So that was a pretty Malaysian part of the movie.
Well, you can't spell Malaysia without the A, and A is in America,
and an M, and yeah.
What about you, Scott? What do you think?
So we're just gonna go back and forth on this. I'm gonna do our movies, okay? Now you're gonna call me crazy for this, but let me explain. One of my favorite patriotic movies is Watchmen.
You're crazy.
Well, you didn't even give me a chance to explain.
You said I was supposed to call you crazy.
It is not necessarily an America, heck yeah, we love you, you're great, they're the best, but it is very, very steeped in American history, culture, references, pop culture from America.
The Kennedy assassinations in there.
Nixon, it's got all that stuff in it. It's great. In fact, there was a Minutemen called the Dollar Bill.
Yeah.
It's Dollar Bill.
Dollar Bill. The comedian's all about American
Yeah, he was pretty much a CIA assassin. Yeah. So, yeah. It's not necessarily like America, heck yeah, but it talks all about the Cold War and stuff. So that's my first pick of which movies I would like to watch on the 4th of July.
I agree. You're not crazy. I'm sorry for saying that. You did very well.
I'm a little crazy, but that's okay. That's okay.
So those are like the really heavy comic book ones but there's other ones out there that are still kind of geeky and so kind of movie related, like the National Treasure franchise. You want American history? National Treasure.
Oh, yeah.
Nicolas Cage is not bad in these movies. A lot of people hate on him. I personally enjoy them. Number 2 is a little bit less so. I like the first one better, but even if you just put on the first one.
Yeah, I love the way that they tie all the American history stuff together. And it is all like 100% American history. There's like...
Well, I doubt that there was actually a secret society of...
Was there? Are you sure? Are you sure about
part
that?
Of them?
I can neither confirm nor deny
that you are
that I watched the Flash trailer. I'm part of the Illuminati.
The Illuminati all got the Flash trailer. No, what I was gonna say is, if you really just want some good American throwdown, and watch somebody who's pure American, like his bloodline is straight through American, take out a guy who's a little British and completely Sean Bean.
Yeah, spoiler alert, Sean Bean's in it.
Yeah, well, he doesn't die.
Oh, that we know of.
Yeah,
the deleted scenes, they took him to jail and then they
shot him.
They shot him on the way to jail.
Or chopped his head off.
But they got in a horrible car crash and he died.
Or dropped a satellite on him.
Dropped him on his headlight? Dropped his headlight? Okay.
Yeah.
Another super geeky movie that is like the epitome of 4th of July movies, Independence Day.
Oh, you're right. I'm sorry. Yours is the 4th of July movie. Mine is the American movie.
Yours is like the History Channel of movies, and mine is like the kick you in the teeth American.
Welcome to Earth.
Welcome to Earth.
No, Earth.
But it's if you haven't seen it, have you been living under a rock for all these years? Because it's kind of a classic. I love it. It may not be like the greatest movie in the world, but it's a blast to watch.
You know what's surprising? I think this is the first year that Will Smith doesn't have a movie coming out on July 4th for 10 years.
Oh, yeah.
I hadn't heard anything about anything. Like last year it was After Earth, and the year before that it was who knows what, and he had iRobot one year, but this year nothing.
Huh.
And if you want a movie where it's all about blowing up pieces of America like you do on the 4th of July, Independence Day, pretty much they destroy every American monument ever.
As short of flying over the Grand Canyon and blowing it up, making it into a bigger hole.
The Grander Canyon.
Yes, the Mega Grand Canyon.
That's the science way of saying it.
The Super Grand Canyon.
Now we're going to move into something that's maybe not as much we're American and we're fighting off an enemy, but more about big guys with guns. We talked about it earlier, The Expendables. Not necessarily the best series of movies, but if you want something that you can turn on and then shut your brain off and just enjoy a bunch of ripped guys running around with guns shooting explosions.
Hold on, correction. Ripped old guys.
Old guys.
Most of them are pretty old, but they're all classic. They're all classic 80s action heroes that were in all those patriotic movies, all those, America
Rambo
kicks ass and stuff.
Mm-hmm. So go see The Expendables. That way we're not sitting there going, oh, Rambo was good, and oh, Last Action Hero was good. It's just all in The Expendables.
Yep. Pretty much take all those 80s movies and it's combined into one. Does all the same stuff. Tree, cheap, trop, trop. Transformers.
Oh, yeah, the first one, at least.
Yes, at least first one. The other ones, they're just bad. They're still, it's written by Michael Bay, and he loves his America. He loves everything about it.
Yep.
So Transformers is really good. It's got classic American cars. It's got, all set in American cities.
The leader of them is a truck.
And he's red, white, and, blue. So,
yeah. And I mean, it's got soldiers in it. Like half the story revolves around American soldiers.
The Army's always really involved in that.
Yeah. Something a little bit more on the lighter side. Team America, World Police.
Hello.
Hello. If you want Matt and Trey Parker at some of their finest work that they've ever done in puppetry, then Team America, World Police is great. This is like a heavy R-rated movie, people.
Yes.
If you're listening and you are in the Utah bubble
or any other bubble, it doesn't have to be Utah, it could be any other bubble that maybe doesn't like rated R, maybe frowns down upon rated R.
They have a weird puppet nude scene in it.
Yes, it's very weird.
Yeah, and which just looks like two Barbie dolls, which
pretty much,
which is pretty funny. But I mean, still, if you're really easily offended, it's kind of weird.
Lots of F-bombs.
There's
lots
a
of
scene where a guy
general.
throws up in an alley for a complete minute.
Yeah, like a minute straight. Yeah.
But all in all, I mean, the song is really what caps it as an American movie. And if you're not really too sensitive to the F-bombs, go look it up on YouTube and listen to it.
It's actually pretty funny.
Yeah.
Pretty funny. Especially being sung by puppets.
Yep.
Now, you already kind of transitioned us away from the comic ones, but I'm going to bring it right back full circle. Superman.
Oh, yeah.
What is more American than Superman?
Captain America.
What is more American, second more American than Superman?
Not much.
Not much. I mean,
Liberty last.
Started out with truth, justice, and the American way.
Yep.
I mean,
he's the first superhero, and he was all for America.
Yep. I mean, he's got the red, white, or not the red and white, but red and blue on his suit. The yellow, I guess you can kind of be white. Maybe
but he basically represents the American ideals. He's got an eagle. I mean, that classic shot of him with the bald eagle.
Holding an eagle up. He's always, there's one where he's got the flag draped over his back, basically. He's pretty much, he's American.
Now, I have one more. I thought of one as we were talking.
Okay.
And I can't believe that we haven't brought this up yet. Even though they're not very good movies, again, another good action flick, the G.I. Joe franchise.
Oh, yeah. G.I. Joe.
Completely American.
That is 100% American.
Or, just go back and watch the cartoons, because they're terrible too.
They're terrible, but they are all about go America.
If anybody out there is thinking like, oh, he doesn't know what he's talking about with 80s cartoons, go back and watch your 80s cartoons. Transformers, kind of terrible. I'm sorry.
Yeah,
it's damn good fun because of
nostalgia. You got that nostalgia factor, and
same thing. I mean, you just have to go look. He-Man.
Although, I will correct you. The 1986 movie, I can't find faults with it. I think it's awesome.
Yep, I agree with you.
I guess the only fault is some of the lasers don't go straight; they curve. Pew, 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 pew. But anyways, yeah,
you can't see because this is audio, but I'm arcing lasers with my hands. Pew, 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 pew. This is great, Ray.
This is a great visual.
How about some comics, Scott? Some comics to read on your, other than like we talked about earlier, Superman.
Of course,
I think we can both agree that one of the most like iconic moments for Captain America, at least, is in Civil War for us.
Yes. Yes.
If you don't know what the Civil War storyline is, it's not Captain America gets thrown back into where Abraham Lincoln needs his help or anything like that. It is the storyline about the Superhero Registration Act that goes through the White House. Half of the heroes are like, all for it, yeah, go on. And half of the heroes are like, no, we don't want to reveal our identities, even if it's to the government.
Yep. And Captain America is on the side of, no, we don't need to reveal our identities to everyone. Keep people free, let them do what they want. That's what this country's all about.
Yep.
Civil War was my first real foray into comics.
The first issue.
It started me off in comics.
Yeah, same here.
I can't think of any earlier time where I actually sat down and read a comic and can remember reading
except
a comic.
for like comic strips,
Yeah, but in the newspaper.
I mean, you read those. That was like your first foray into comics, and then you fell off the radar until a little bit ago.
Yeah, yeah. And it was mostly money. It was mostly a money thing, and I didn't want to spend money on comics, and then I started to get back into it. Now, I spend way too much.
The first issue of Civil War, Captain America jumps out of the helicarrier and lands on a plane. I don't know if you remember this, but like Maria Hill is ready to take him in, and he jumps out of the shield helicarrier,
busts through the window, with his shield and everything.
Lands on another plane and hijacks this plane from this pilot and takes it down so that he can escape, which is really cool.
And he apologizes to the pilot.
Yes.
Sorry, soldier. I got to borrow your plane or something like that.
Oh, my gosh.
And he throws the soldier out with his parachute.
Such good Captain America moments and such an amazing end to the story, which we won't spoil for you, even though Civil War has been out for a long time.
It's really good. It's in trade paperback now.
Yep.
There's only, I think, 2 issues, 2 total. There's one Civil War issue, and then there's 2 Civil War Frontline issues, which are kind of like the newspaper side, covering all the different stuff that's happening and why it happened and what the different heroes are trying to do.
Yeah. Do you have any other comic recommendations?
Of course, you got your Superman. You got, All-Star Superman's good.
Oh, All-Star Superman is very good.
Another one,
Superman versus the Elite.
Yeah.
If you want to go for either the comic book or the movie, where Superman basically says, "No, I will not kill. I'm American, and this is how America does it. We don't kill indiscriminately."
Not totally how America does it, but that's how Superman does it.
Kind of shot myself in the foot with that, didn't I?
All-Star Superman, he gets over-radiated into the sun and has 30 days to live and has all these different things to do, and he kind of parallels like the 12 Feats of Hercules. He's got to do all this stuff. It's a really good series, but of course
he cures cancer in that series, doesn't he?
Yes, he does. He does.
Superman cured cancer.
Another one that I would read, and it may not sound patriotic, but I guess you kind of tie it in. Superman Red Sun, where he actually lands in communist Russia instead of Kansas.
And you get to see the cool parallel between what it would be like.
Yeah, the differences between if he was raised Russian or if he was raised American. Yep.
I would say another one, if you're not looking for something that is patriotic, but you're looking for something that's really cool American style, Why the Last Man? They've got, you get to see what it's like when there's only women left for the government and what the government becomes from that.
What happens to America when all the men just all of a sudden die out of nowhere, all but one.
Yeah.
And how America,
one lucky guy.
Don't say that. That'll put people off of the comic. There's not even really any of that kind of stuff in it.
Not too much of it.
It was like one time or anyways. Yeah. Yeah, so that's my comics. I couldn't think of too many other patriotic ones. There are some, but they start off really patriotic and then they just go way down the tubes, and they're not necessarily patriotic. It was just more of like that's how the character was portrayed at first, and then all of a sudden he went crazy and
the new age of comics, the new style is to not focus on a nation, is to focus on the character.
Yeah, and even Superman renounced his American citizenship
after he got the key to the city or whatever.
Yeah,
I don't know. He did a walk around the world around that time too. But
he kind of renounced his American citizenship and he became a citizen of the world. He was like, I'm not just going to protect American interests, because I think the government wanted him to do something for them. Yeah, and he was like, well, no. I'm not your lackey. I'm going to protect everyone.
I'm going to become Canada man.
Yeah. Hey, maybe? I don't know. Sorry. Sorry.
What's that, a boot? Oh my gosh.
Every rescue comes with a free maple syrup.
We want to apologize to the Japanese, the blacks, and the Canadians. Oh my gosh. Do you want to throw anybody else in here while we're at it?
I don't know. I think we've covered enough. We've racist this up way too much.
Is Ken Watanabe even Japanese?
Maybe
he
is.
Some other type of Asian.
I don't know. Maybe. Correct us if we're wrong.
Sorry, Asians. I'm so sorry.
I don't know. Hey,
how about a video
all of
game?
Us white folk look alike too, so
that's true.
Whatever.
Actually,
we're all fat Americans.
I can't tell one fat American from another. I have a video game recommendation for your patriotic weekend, which is amazing because if you want to blow stuff up but you don't want to spend a lot of money on fireworks and stuff, you just want to sit down in a room with your friends and play around. Call of Duty.
Yes.
Yeah. I mean, not only is it an amazing patriotic storyline, you're freaking American soldiers, but you get to run around and shoot stuff, which again, you kind of got your Expendables factor in there.
Yeah.
Where it's just run around, get some big guns.
It's fun. I have a lot of fun with it.
Yeah. Usually we just play the zombie mode because we love that zombie mode. But,
yeah. I mean, what's more American than zombies?
As of this point, nothing.
Yeah. Another video game that you might want is Assassin's Creed 3.
Oh yeah.
It's set in the colonial times.
You are like connecting Call of Duty vaguely, and you're like, oh, Assassin's Creed 3. It's about the liberation of America.
Yep. You're an assassin, and you play on the side of America, and you do all the stuff to stop those evil British guys.
Just make sure you have the right weapon equipped, right?
Yeah. Don't try to
don't try and sneak up and then shoot somebody in the back of the head. That never works out for you.
No, it did not work out very well at all. Do you have any TV shows that are patriotic?
Why don't you? Do you have one?
Well, you already mentioned G.I. Joe's.
Yeah.
For your geeky TV show.
You got your 80s G.I. Joe.
The one I wanted to plug was House of Cards.
Talked about this last week too.
Yes,
you must really
but
love
only
it.
Briefly. It's a very, very well done show. Kevin Spacey in it is amazing. Pretty much every other character in it is fantastic. I've said amazing probably like 50 times on this podcast. I gotta stop doing that. But House of Cards is
episode 2. Scott says amazing.
That's our name. That's our title.
Yeah, I was gonna say like the July 4th, the American episode, but I guess we can go with Scott says amazing.
It is really well done, really well acted. The main character, Kevin Spacey's character, is a character that you kind of just love to hate. But it
basically like he was with Lex Luthor.
Yes, it's fantastic, and it is 100% American. It's all about politics, and don't let that throw you off because it's not politics like most people talk about. It's
not.
It is all the dirty, gritty stuff that happens.
So and so goes to the White House or whatever, or what was it? So and so goes to Washington.
Ernest?
Mr. Smith.
Ernest
goes to Washington.
Ernest goes to
There's
Washington.
your American movie right there. If you're looking for some things that maybe aren't too geeky because you're inviting some people over who aren't too geeky, The Patriot is a really good.
Yep.
Back when Mel Gibson wasn't crazy, or at least he wasn't showing that he was crazy.
Yep.
I mean, it's a long movie, but it's a good one. Pearl Harbor is another one that's really long, but
That's
you might
pretty
get
patriotic.
Yeah, I mean that's more like, oh no, America kind of got screwed there. But
Saving Private Ryan could be another one on that list.
Nathan Fillion is in that.
Yes, he is.
Yes, a young Nathan Fillion.
A really young Nathan Fillion.
Yeah, back when he could play Green Lantern.
He still could.
And let's see what else. Black Hawk Down,
Mission Impossible's Ghost Protocol was pretty.
Mission Impossible.
Impossible.
I would say if you're looking for something, maybe that Denzel Washington one, Glory.
Okay.
Back when there was the Civil War and everything. If you have that African American friend coming over, you're like, we're gonna watch Glory.
Oh, jeez.
I'm sorry. I know it's all me. I know.
Here you apologize to all these different people that you've offended.
I know.
And then you go right back to it.
I'm sorry. I'm a terrible person. But it's amazing.
Yeah. It is. It's pretty amazing.
Yeah.
That's so amazing. It's amazing that it's so amazing.
Well, I think it's time for our picks of the week.
Yes. I'm going to go again. I didn't see too much this week. Like you said, news is starting to slow down. Things are starting to slow down. I haven't geeked out too much about some stuff.
You can kind of catch up on some things
that
you've missed out on.
I've been reading, finishing up the comic line, The Boys.
Ooh.
It's about a 60 to 70 comic long series. It's 11 or 12 trade paperbacks on that. And I've just finished number 11, about halfway through number 12. And dare I say it, it's amazing.
Did you talk about The Boys last week?
I don't remember.
I think you might have talked about The Boys that you read it in the night.
Yeah.
Oh,
yeah,
wow.
That's how good it was. But that wasn't my pick of the week, though. That was just something else. No, Saga was.
Oh, Saga was, right.
which is also good.
Sorry, they're all the same.
They're all the same. All those comic books look alike to me.
I'm gonna go ahead and recommend a YouTube channel.
Okay.
If you've never seen Screen Junkies, you need to go look them up on YouTube.
Oh,
they do.
Be prepared to laugh.
They do honest trailers for some of your favorite movies. They do a good Frozen one. They do Lion King. They just did a Forrest Gump and the terrible Tim Burton Planet of the Apes movie.
Yep.
And it's just them. It's them doing a.
And you've got Deep Voice Guy doing the movie stuff.
This summer, forget everything you ever knew.
Wait, we're doing the Tim Burton one? No.
Oh gosh, no.
Yeah, it's really funny, and you get to see and you get to look and you get a nod and go, I can see why they said that, and it kind of allows you to get a little bit on the lighter side of some of these movies.
Yep, points out a lot of stuff that you go, oh, dang, now I kind of ruined the movie, but not in a bad way. More of like I'm gonna go rewatch it and make fun of it now.
Yep, which is pretty much how I just watch movies.
Yeah, that's kind of how we always do it. I think that's what we should do. We should go find a Transformers time where it is empty. There's not a lot of people in the theater, and then we can just sit there and just make fun of it the whole time, and just how bad it is.
3 hours.
For 3 hours. Gosh. Yeah. We're gonna have to bring like a bag to pee in or something, because gosh,
you don't already?
No, I just let it go.
Haven't you? You just let it go.
Don't you dare.
Let it go.
Don't you dare.
I think that's it for this episode, guys. It's a little bit of a shorter episode.
Not too bad. But it all depends. Like I said, news week is a little slow, so we'll get more stuff for you later. We've got some great topics coming up. We'll let you know soon on our Facebook page what the next one will be.
So you can get your comments in.
Please comment, like, subscribe,
share this podcast with a friend.
Absolutely.
The more audience we get, the more fun we can have with this podcast.
The more topics. If you have any recommendations for stuff you would like to hear about, please let us know. Just go ahead and tweet us at Acts of Geekery. That's ACTS.
Or go to our Facebook page at facebook.com/Acts of Geekery. ACTS.
Yep. We've also got a YouTube channel, which we're uploading the podcast to as well. And we'll start doing some more Let's Play stuff.
3 views on our podcast.
3 views? That's better than 1.
Yep. I know we're going to be doing... Oh, you know what? Really quick, let's do a little segment I like to call Challenge Each Other.
Okay.
So this is where I give you a challenge, and you give me a challenge. And we've talked about this a little bit, about what we wanted our challenges to be. My challenge to you would be, I want you to download Minecraft, and we need to get some Let's Play videos up where I show you the basic ropes of Minecraft and how to do all that stuff.
I've been watching some videos, and I've been getting kind of into it, so I'm thinking I should do that. My challenge to you, this one, and you're going to find out that we love comics a lot. Yeah. A lot. We'll try not to focus on them too much, but we love comic books and everything related. Is to read and finish the series Irredeemable. I have all the books. I want you to sit down and read all of them.
I have read a couple. I'm going to have to reread.
There's 10 of them.
Okay. I'm going to have to reread those ones. So I will keep an update on how things are going. Look to the skies, look to the stars. We also have a Gmail account.
Yes. It's Acts of Geekery. ACTS. At gmail.com.
And if you, seriously... You guys are great. The response that we've gotten from the first episode.
Fantastic.
Yeah. Fantastic. You guys seem to like it. We like doing
it. Wait. It's amazing.
It's amazing, Scott. Just like Spider-Man, it's amazing.
You only get one.
All right, that's going to do it for this episode. So, again, I'm Corey.
I'm Scott.
And this has been Acts of Geekery.
Keep geeking out.
See ya.